Exam Scholar, Real Estate Edition.
Question 1. If Steve J. Carlisle offers to purchase a house from the Jeffersons for $723,000 and a closing scheduled for August 7th, and the Jeffersons sign a written acceptance with a provision that closing be executed on August 8th, what can happen at this point now? A. Steve can back out of purchasing the house without a penalty. B. Steve can hold the Jeffersons to an August 7th closing. C. Steve can sue for specific performance on August 8th. D. None of these. Answer: A. Since the Jeffersons made a counteroffer, it constitutes a rejection of the original offer. Therefore, Steve can either accept the new offer or reject it without penalty. Question 2. An agent knows a person that wishes to sell their existing property to purchase another more expensive property listed through another brokerage. What is the agency relationship to all parties involved? A. The known person is the agent's customer, no relationship exists between the seller of the more expensive property. B. The seller of the more expensive property is the client, the agent is in dual agency with both clients. C. The agent's known person is the client, the seller of the more expensive property is the customer. D. The agent is a dual agent to all parties. Answer: C. Under the laws of agency, in this particular situation, the known person is the client, and the seller of the other property is the customer of the agent. All parties are entitled to fair treatment. Question 3. Jeremy is a salesperson at a local real estate firm. He is required to submit to a dress code, attend meetings, and perform marketing tasks for the firm. He is paid in bi-weekly paychecks that have federal, state, and local taxes withheld. In this type of situation, the relationship with the firm is most likely that of A. An independent contractor. B. An employee. C. A contractor for hire. D. A manager. Answer: B. This type of situation that requires a person to perform tasks in a specific way for an organization is typical of an employer-employee relationship. Therefore, Jeremy is most likely an employee of the firm. Question 4. A violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act could be: A. Competing brokers discussing fees and business practices. B. A broker discussing fees with an agent. C. An agent buying stock in the firm they are under contract with. D. None of these. Answer: A. Any discussion between competitors could be seen as an attempt to conspire to set the cost of real estate brokerage services, which is in violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act. Question 5. What happens if the principal is incapacitated or suffers death according to the laws of agency? A. Any contracts in place are cancelled. B. All dates are extended to allow time for processing. C. The agency is terminated. D. None of these. Answer: C. Upon death or incapacitation of a principal, the agency is terminated by operation of law. Question 6. What does a planned development consist of? A. Lots owned in common. B. Individual lots. C. Both individual lots and lots owned in common. D. None of these. Answer: C. A planned development includes both lots owned in common and lots owned individually. Question 7. If a home is located in an area that is zoned for commercial use, the home will have minimum value because of what principle? A. The principle of diminished returns. B. The principle of nonconformity. C. The principle of conformity. D. The principle of delegated zoning. Answer: C. The principle of conformity states that for a property to retain value, it should be in an area that consists of like-type properties. Question 8. If a tenant in a commercial building pays a rental fee that includes all property maintenance charges, utilities, and cleaning services, this type of lease is called A. Performance lease. B. Net lease. C. Pro rata lease. D. Gross lease. Answer B. A net lease is one that includes rent and operating expenses in the rental price. Question 9. In appraising unique properties, which approach is best for determining value? A. B. Cost. C. Gross. D. Comparative. Answer B. The cost approach is the preferred method when appraising unique properties. Question 10. Of the properties listed, which is considered the most unique and would use the cost approach method of appraisal? A. A piece of land. B. A condominium. C. A historic building. D. A farm. Answer C. Of the answers given, a historical building is the most unique type of building and would therefore use the preferred appraisal method of the cost approach.
Exam Scholar, Real Estate Edition.